I never expected my life to fall apart inside a courtroom. Not like that. Not with cameras flashing, lawyers whispering, and strangers looking at me like I was the villain in my own story. But life has a way of humbling you in the places you least expect. I remember sitting there that morning, my hands trembling on my lap, my breath trapped somewhere between fear and heartbreak. The divorce hearing was supposed to be a simple formality, painful, yes, but straightforward. Instead, it became the moment my entire world shattered, and then rebuilt itself in a way I never imagined. The judge was seconds away from ruling against me, seconds away from taking my daughter away, leaving me with nothing but debts my husband created. And then my 7-year-old daughter, Zariah, stood up. She clutched her cracked pink tablet against her chest, her little chin trembling but her eyes steady. "Your Honor," she said in the softest voice, "I have something to show you." Everything stopped. Everyone turned. And I knew in that moment, nothing would ever be the same again. But to understand how we got there, how a child ended up saving her mother from one of the cruelest betrayals imaginable, I need to start long before that courtroom. Long before the lies, long before the mistress, long before the savings disappeared and the threats began. I need to start with who I was before my world fell apart. My name is Nala Thompson, and for most of my adult life I believed I had married a good man. His name was T-Main, charming, funny, loud in a way that filled rooms, quiet in a way that made you want to trust him. When we met in our 20s, he told me things like, "You're the kind of woman a man builds a life with." Back then, I believed him. We built a home together in Atlanta, nothing extravagant, but warm, full of photos, full of laughter. And when our daughter, Zariah, came along, I thought it was the final puzzle piece that made our family complete. But life isn't always honest in the beginning. It hides the cracks until you're deep enough in that climbing out feels impossible. For years, everything seemed normal. We both worked, I as a medical billing coordinator, he as a fitness trainer who dreamed of opening his own gym someday. Money wasn't abundant, but we managed. Or at least that's what I thought. It started small. Little things you can ignore if you want your marriage to stay intact. Receipts from restaurants I'd never been to. Nights he came home smelling like perfume I didn't wear. Texts he would tilt his phone to hide. But when I asked him gently, calmly, he would laugh. "Nala, you overthink everything. Why you always looking for problems?" And I believed him because love makes you blind in the kindest and cruelest ways. But the real fracture came when we started planning for the future. Or rather, when I started planning. I wanted to buy a small house in a better neighborhood for Zariah. I wanted stability, a backyard, a place where she could ride her bike without me worrying. But every time I brought it up, T-Main brushed it off. "We'll get there one day," he'd say. "Just chill." Yet at the same time, he seemed to be spending more and more. New clothes, new shoes, weekend trips with the boys that came out of nowhere. Something felt off. But I convinced myself marriage required patience. Grace, understanding. Until the day I checked our savings account, I will never forget it. A random Tuesday afternoon. I was on my lunch break, sitting in my car, eating a sandwich while scrolling through my banking app, and I froze. The account that once had $42,000, money we had saved slowly for 10 years, was down to $3,200. At first, I thought it was a glitch. Then I told myself maybe he moved the money for a surprise, a down payment, a secret investment, but deep down my stomach sank. My hands shook, my throat closed. I called him. "T-Main, did you move money from our account?" He sighed like I was bothering him. "Relax, I needed it for something. I'll put it back." "For what?" I asked. "Don't worry about it." That sentence told me everything. Everything I had been afraid to believe. Something was terribly wrong. But I still didn't know how deep the betrayal went. Not yet. That truth wouldn't come until months later, inside a courtroom filled with people ready to see me lose everything. But before that day came, the real unraveling began. After the missing money incident, things changed between us. Or maybe they had always been changing and I finally noticed. He stopped coming home on time. He stopped being affectionate. He stopped showing interest in anything Zariah or I did. Some nights he'd come home smelling like expensive cologne he didn't own. Other nights he wouldn't come home at all, and every time I asked, "You nag too much. You stress me. You always assuming the worst." But I wasn't assuming, I was noticing. Even Zariah felt it. One evening, she crawled into my bed and whispered, "Mommy, why is Daddy mad all the time?" I didn't have the heart to tell her the truth. I didn't have anyone to tell. Because when a marriage breaks quietly, it traps you in silence. It was a Friday, stormy, wind shaking the windows, rain tapping the roof like impatient fingers. I was washing dishes when the front door swung open and slammed against the wall. T-Main walked in drenched, angry, pacing like he was building a storm inside himself. "What's wrong?" I asked carefully. He didn't answer. Instead, he tossed a crumpled envelope onto the counter. "Sign those." I dried my hands and opened it. Divorce papers. No conversation, no warning, just papers. "I want everything," he said calmly, like he was talking about groceries. "Full custody, the house, the car, all of it." I felt my heartbeat stop. "What, why?" He stepped closer, lowering his voice. "You're unstable, Nala, you know that. You're not fit to raise Zariah." My knees nearly buckled. "Where is this coming from? I have proof," he said. "And the court's gonna believe me." I stared at him, stunned, terrified, confused. "What proof?" He smirked, a smirk I had never seen before. "You'll see." That night when he thought I was asleep, I overheard him talking on the phone, whispering, laughing, planning. And then I heard her name for the first time, Valencia. I recognized the name immediately. Dr. Valencia Brooks, a child psychologist often interviewed on local TV. Confident, perfect smile, polished. And apparently my husband's mistress. I learned later she wasn't just his mistress, she was his accomplice. She helped him fabricate documents, forge emails, create fake screenshots and manipulated statements. And somehow he believed he could take everything from me and walk away clean. But life has a way of putting the right people in the right place. And in my case, that person was a little girl with a cracked pink tablet and the courage of a warrior. I wish I could tell you the storm inside my home arrived overnight. It didn't. It came slowly, quietly, the way a cold creeps into your bones. You don't notice the first shiver until you're already trembling. After Zariah was born, everything changed in ways I never expected. I changed. T-Main changed. Even the walls of our house felt different. I used to walk through those rooms humming, touching things gently, feeling like a woman who finally had the family she prayed for. But after a while, the silence grew heavier, the air colder, his smile shorter. I kept telling myself, marriage goes through phases. Couples go through rough seasons. But deep inside, I felt something shifting, something slipping just a little bit every day. It started with the little things. Isn't it always the little things? T-Main used to come home on time, every night. He said he liked the feeling of walking in and seeing me holding our baby. He said it reminded him of the mother he lost too soon. But suddenly, he wasn't coming home on time anymore. At first, it was 20 minutes late, then an hour, then 2. Then whole evenings where I sat at the dinner table alone, food going cold while I tried to keep Zariah entertained. When I asked where he'd been, his answers were always sharp. Shooting ran late. Coach added extra drills. Traffic was crazy. "Why you always nagging, Nala?" I would swallow my hurt and say softly, "I'm not nagging, I just worry." But worrying became a normal part of my day, just like breathing, just like blinking. The man I once felt safe with now felt like someone I needed to tiptoe around. I tried to keep peace. I tried harder than I had ever tried at anything. I cleaned more, I cooked more, I dressed nicer, I talked softer. I did everything a woman does when she feels her marriage slipping through her fingers. But the more I tried, the worse things got. T-Main started criticizing everything. The house messy. Zariah too loud. You spending too much money. You always tired. You ain't fun anymore. You used to look better. Every word was like a small cut, not deep enough to bleed at first, but enough to hurt. Some nights when he thought I was asleep, I'd hear him whispering in the bathroom, soft, secretive, like someone sharing things they shouldn't be sharing. I kept telling myself, maybe he's talking to a friend, maybe it's work, maybe he's stressed. But my heart knew better. One night, I was folding laundry when his phone lit up on the couch. A message preview flashed. Hope you got home safe. I miss talking to you late at night. My hands froze, my breath caught. I didn't touch the phone, I didn't open anything. I didn't even move, I just stared at those words. I knew a woman wrote them. I didn't know who she was yet, but the way my stomach sank told me exactly what kind of woman she might be. When he realized I'd seen the notification, he snatched the phone and barked. Why you touching my stuff? I didn't touch anything, I whispered. Your phone lit up. He shot me a look full of anger, a look that said I was guilty of something, even though he was the one hiding things. That night, he slept facing the wall. I slept feeling like my heart was trying to warn me about something I didn't want to face. Then came another shift. Bills were suddenly late, savings suddenly low, credit card charges suddenly confusing. One day, I logged into our joint account and saw thousands of dollars missing. When I confronted him, he laughed like I was childish. You don't know how investments work, Nala. Stop stressing over money that ain't even gone. But it is gone, I said quietly. It's withdrawn. So I moved it. Where? Stop asking so many questions. His voice was hard, cold, unrecognizable, and something in my spirit broke a little. I started hiding money, $20 here, $30 there, because I no longer trusted the man I once built a life with. Children notice more than we think. One evening, Zariah climbed into my lap, her tiny arms circling my waist. Mommy, she whispered, why is Daddy always mad at you? I held her close, close enough to hide my face in her hair. Oh, baby, I whispered, Daddy just has a lot on his mind. She shook her head, curls bouncing. No, Daddy says mean things. I hear him. I don't like it when he talks to you like that. Her honesty cut me sharper than anything he ever said. I kissed her forehead and told her not to worry. But even as I said the words, I knew she had already seen too much. One night, something strange happened. I heard T-Main leave the bed around 2 a.m. His footsteps were heavy, rushed. Curious, I followed a minute later. He was downstairs on a video call, whispering harshly, pacing like he was cornered. I couldn't hear much, but one sentence chilled me. She won't see it coming. I already moved the rest. Just keep the receipts ready. I didn't know what he meant, but I knew it wasn't good. When he came back upstairs and saw me awake, he jumped. What you doing up? Getting water, I said softly. His eyes searched my face, hard, suspicious. You didn't hear nothing. Nothing, I lied. He stared a second too long, then walked past me. It was the first time I felt unsafe in my own home. 2 weeks later, he brought someone home. A woman. A tall, elegant woman with long black hair and a polished, perfect smile. She introduced herself as Dr. Valencia Harper, a child psychologist who was helping Zariah with school issues. I stared at her confused. Zariah had no school issues. She held out her hand like everything was normal. You must be Nala, I've heard a lot about you. Her voice was syrupy sweet, too sweet. T-Main put his arm around her shoulder in a friendly way, but it lingered a beat too long. My stomach twisted. Something inside me whispered, this woman is not here for your daughter. She's here for your husband. I saw the way she looked at him like she knew him deeply, intimately, and the way he looked at her like she was someone he didn't mind showing affection to in front of me. It was the first time I tasted the true bitterness of betrayal. That night after Valencia left, Zariah tugged at my shirt. "Mommy." "Yes, baby. I don't like that lady." I knelt down. "Why not?" "She looks at you mean, and she talks to Daddy like she's your place." My breath hitched. "Your place?" "She stands next to Daddy like she belongs there. But that's your spot." My heart squeezed. Zariah saw everything. Children always see. Over the next month, strange things started happening. Receipts appeared in my purse for things I never bought. Charges showed up on our statements that I never made. Photos appeared in our shared drive, photos of me looking angry, tired, distracted. Photos I never took, photos I didn't even know existed. One night I found a credit card bill full of luxury purchases, jewelry, hotel rooms, spa treatments, all in my name. "Why is this here?" I asked, trembling. T-Main looked at me with fake disappointment. "See, this is what I'm talking about. You need help." "Help! You overspend, you forget things, you lose control." My voice shook. "I didn't buy any of this." But he shrugged, calm as water. "Nala, denial don't look good on you." Something was very, very wrong. I felt like I was being pushed toward some invisible cliff. I didn't know they were building a case against me. Not yet. Not until everything crashed down, our arguments changed. They became calculated, cruel. It felt like he was trying to provoke me. He'd say things like, "You're a terrible mother. You're killing this family. Zariah's scared of you. You're unstable. You need therapy. You're not fit to raise a kid." I'd cry quietly, trying not to show how deeply each word cut. Sometimes he'd raise his voice loud enough for neighbors to hear. Sometimes he'd call Valencia on speaker while arguing with me like she was some expert referee. "Nala, I've told you before," she'd say in her soft, practiced voice. "Your emotional inconsistency can create distress for children." I'd feel my heart race with panic. "Emotional inconsistency," I whispered. "You don't notice it," she'd reply smoothly. "But others do." I didn't know she was gathering professional opinions to use against me later. Opinions she was being paid, yes, paid to create. I remember the day like trauma remembers its victim. A Thursday, rain tapping the windows, Zariah coloring at the table, me making tea with shaking hands. When T-Main walked in early from work, I smiled, hoping maybe, just maybe, we could talk like two people who once loved each other. But he didn't look at me. He didn't smile. He didn't even greet his daughter. He just dropped a thick envelope on the counter. "For you." I opened it slowly. At first, I didn't understand what I was reading. But then the words hit me, one by one. Petition for divorce, full custody request, claims of emotional instability, claims of financial recklessness, claims of unfit parenting. I stared at the papers until the letters blurred. "T-Main," my voice cracked. "What is this?" "Reality," he said coldly. Zariah looked up, confused, clinging to my leg. "But you're lying," I whispered. "You know you're lying." He crossed his arms. "No, Nala, you did all that and I got proof." "Proof," he smirked. "You made it easy." In that moment, I realized he had been setting me up for months. That night was the worst night of my life. I cried on the bathroom floor until my body shook with exhaustion. Everything hurt, my chest, my head, my soul. Zariah crawled into my lap, hugging me tight. "Mommy, don't cry," she whispered. "I'm trying, baby, I'm trying." "I'm gonna help you," she said in her tiny voice. "I promise." I didn't know what she meant at the time, but now I understand. Children see, children hear, children remember. The things adults think they hide, children carry quietly. Over the next weeks, everything spiraled. I found out he had emptied the joint account. He had changed the passwords. He had moved money to accounts I couldn't access. He had printed false statements. He had edited photos to make me look careless with Zariah. He had even recorded arguments he provoked, then trimmed the parts where he pushed me to the edge. He had created an entire alternate reality. And standing beside him, always ready with her gentle voice and fake concern, was Valencia, the woman who claimed to be a child psychologist, but was really his mistress and his partner in fraud. I felt trapped in a nightmare I couldn't wake up from. The only thing that kept me breathing was Zaraya, her hugs, her tiny hands, her quiet strength. But I didn't know she was watching everything even more closely than I realized. One night, a week before the final court hearing, I heard something I'll never forget. Zaraya was lying on her bed, holding her old cracked tablet, the one with the broken camera lens. She was pretending to film herself, giggling softly. Then I heard her whisper, "I'm helping Mommy." I walked in and saw her turn the tablet around, pointing it toward the open window facing the driveway. At first, I didn't understand what she was doing, but then I heard voices outside, two voices, T-Main's and Valencia's, and what they said made my blood freeze. Once the judge sees the statements, she's done. She won't get a dime. And when she breaks down in court, it'll prove she's unstable. Make sure you delete the originals. Already did. And the credit card charges, all in her name. Perfect. By next week, Nala's life will be over. I stood completely still, hands shaking, heart pounding. They were outside laughing. They had no idea Zaraya was recording them. They had no idea a silent little girl was about to become the hero neither of us expected. I still remember that night like it was etched into my bones. Zaraya, my 7-year-old daughter, was holding her old cracked tablet, the one with the broken camera lens she loved so much. She tiptoed past my bedroom door, the soft creak of the floorboards nearly giving her away. I didn't wake. I couldn't. Something in her tiny frame told me she was up to something important, though I didn't yet know the full weight of it. Through the half-open door, I could hear T-Main's voice. It was low, but sharp. A tone I had heard countless times over the past months, but tonight it carried a sense of triumph. "And once the judge sees this evidence," he whispered, pacing the living room floor, "she's done. She won't see a dime." Valencia's laugh followed him. Smooth, calculated. I shivered. My stomach twisted. "She's going to crack in court, just like I said," she said. "It'll prove everything we need." The way they spoke made my blood run cold. This wasn't just about divorce. It was about destroying me piece by piece. About proving to everyone in the room that I was unstable, careless, unfit. And there, in the corner of the living room, behind the couch, my daughter was recording every word. I didn't know it at the time, but Zaraya understood more than I ever imagined. Even at 7, she had noticed the shift in our home. The tension, the arguments, the long nights when I cried quietly in my room. She had watched the way T-Main looked at me, not with love or patience, but with something else entirely. Calculation, disdain, even cruelty. That night she acted like a little detective. Holding her tablet close, she whispered softly to herself, "Mommy, I'm helping you. I promise." Her promise sank into my chest, though I didn't yet know what it meant. I only knew that whatever she was doing, it was important, and I needed her to be safe. I tiptoed to the stairs, almost afraid of what I might overhear. But Zaraya had already hidden behind the couch, careful, quiet, invisible. She wasn't a child in that moment. She was a tiny hero in the making. T-Main and Valencia's words pierced the air, revealing more than I could have imagined. "All the statements are ready," T-Main said. "I've fabricated enough evidence. If she doesn't crack under pressure, we'll provoke her in court. She'll fall apart, and then we take Zaraya. Everything in her name, every asset gone." I stopped breathing. Valencia nodded, her expression smug. "I've prepared the files. Everything looks professional. Nobody will question it. The credit card charges, the photos, the edited documents, perfect. By the time she speaks, the judge will think she's unstable, reckless, a bad mother, and all of it entirely your plan." Their words struck like ice. I felt the room tilt, my heart pounding, my hands shaking. And yet, even in that moment of dread, I felt a strange surge of hope. My daughter had captured it all. My little girl was silently recording the key to our salvation. For the next few days, I lived in a haze of fear and uncertainty. I tried to maintain normalcy for Zariah. I smiled while we baked cookies, sang songs, and folded laundry together. But every sound from the other room made me tense. Every text, every call, every sudden movement from T-Main set my nerves on edge. He pretended nothing was wrong, of course. He smiled when I walked past, called me by my name in that calm, familiar tone while plotting behind my back. I began to notice subtle manipulations. Emails sent to me by mistake, containing false information. Receipts left on the counter for purchases I never made. Fake invoices for services I didn't use. Every time I confronted him, he would give that same smug smile. "Don't worry, Nala, you're just overthinking things again." It made me doubt myself, made me question my own sanity, until I remembered Zariah. She had seen, heard, and now recorded everything. Her courage became my lifeline. Without her, I don't know if I would have made it through those days. A week before the final hearing, I met with my attorney, Mr. Coleman. Tall, stern, but kind in his own way, he studied me over his glasses. "Nala," he said, tapping the desk, "this isn't a typical case. Your husband has built a full strategy. Evidence, statements, even witnesses. They've painted you as unstable. I won't lie, it's going to be difficult." I swallowed hard. "So, what are my chances?" "Honestly," he said carefully, "if this was all we had, the scales would tip against you. You need something concrete, something undeniable. And you need to stay calm, don't show fear, don't cry, they're counting on it." I nodded, forcing a calm smile. Inside, my chest felt heavy, like I was carrying stones. But I also felt the glimmer of hope. Zariah had that something. I just didn't know how ready I was for the day it would be revealed. At home, Zariah sensed the tension. She became unusually quiet, almost secretive. One evening, she placed the tablet under her pillow, whispering, "Mommy, no one can see this, but I'm keeping it safe." I knelt beside her bed, brushing her hair back. "Are you sure, baby? It's okay to tell me." She shook her head. "Not yet, not until it's time. I promise I'll help you." Her tiny voice held such authority. Even at 7, she was wiser than anyone in the room. I hugged her tightly, feeling a mix of fear and gratitude. This child, my daughter, was about to do what I couldn't, expose the truth in a world that had turned against me. The night before the hearing, I could barely sleep. I paced the living room, glancing at every shadow, listening for every footstep. T-Main slept as if nothing were wrong, but I could see the tension in his jaw. I could see the way Valencia hovered, texting him quietly, whispering when he moved. I thought about every document, every lie, every fabricated piece of evidence they had created. The financial statements, the photos, the staged arguments. I tried to remind myself, "Stay calm, Nala, stay composed. It's only a day away. Zariah has something, and maybe, just maybe, it will change everything." That night, I cried in the bathroom, hiding behind the door. Zariah found me after a few minutes, tiny hands on my shoulders. "Mommy, don't cry, I got you." I hugged her tightly, tears soaking my shirt. "I'm trying, baby, I'm trying." "You will be okay," she said. "You have me, and I have this." She tapped her tablet gently. In that moment, I realized that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. And sometimes, it comes in the form of a 7-year-old girl determined to protect her mother. I fell asleep holding her hand, the weight of the coming day pressing down, but also carrying a flicker of hope I hadn't felt in months. The morning arrived. Cold, gray, dull light filtering through the courthouse windows. Zariah held my hand tightly as we approached the courtroom doors. My lawyer whispered last-minute instructions. My heart raced, but I forced my face into a calm mask. T-Main and Valencia were already seated. They smiled at each other, confident. The entire room seemed to sense the drama, though no one knew the storm that was about to erupt. I took a deep breath. Zaraya squeezed my hand, her eyes steady and unflinching. I knew she was ready. I didn't know if the world was ready for what she had captured. As the judge called the court to order, I felt time stretch. Every second held weight. Every movement seemed amplified. I glanced at T. Main. He looked smug. Valencia's fake professionalism was flawless. But I had something stronger than their lies, their carefully constructed narratives, their threats, and their deceit. I had the truth. And more importantly, I had my daughter. I took Zaraya's hand in mine and whispered softly, "We're ready." Her tiny hand squeezed back, steady, confident, brave. The room felt heavy, silent, expectant. And then we were called to present evidence. The moment had arrived. The courtroom buzzed softly with anticipation, the murmurs of spectators blending with the faint rustle of papers and the occasional cough. I held Zaraya's hand in mine, feeling the warmth and determination radiating from her tiny fingers. She was calm, poised even, but I knew the courage it had taken for her to carry that cracked tablet here into the lion's den. My heart thumped, a wild rhythm in my chest. Every muscle in my body felt tense, every nerve alert. T. Main's smug expression met mine as if daring me to falter. But I didn't flinch. Not now, not after everything we had endured. I glanced at my lawyer, Mr. Coleman, who gave me a subtle nod. That nod said, "We can do this. You are ready." And then the judge called us forward. "Your Honor," I whispered softly to the judge's clerk, my voice quivering, though I tried to hide it. "This is evidence we would like to submit." Zaraya stepped forward, holding the tablet tightly against her chest. The entire courtroom seemed to hold its breath. I watched the judge lean forward slightly, curiosity sparking behind her eyes. T. Main scoffed audibly, and Valencia's expression hardened, a flicker of unease crossing her face for the first time. Zaraya turned to the judge. "This is a video," she said, her voice small but clear. "It shows what my daddy and Dr. Valencia were planning to do to my mommy. They wanted to take everything, and they made things up about her." A hush fell over the room. I swallowed hard. My chest tightened. My daughter, so young, so brave, was exposing the very adults who had tried to manipulate our lives. I felt tears prick my eyes, but I blinked them back. I had to remain calm, for her, for us. The clerk connected the tablet to the courtroom system. The screen lit up, casting a soft glow in the dim room. The recording began. T. Main's voice was unmistakable, cold and calculating. "I've fabricated the receipts. I've edited the photos." "She won't see it coming," he said, pacing the living room floor in the video. Valencia's laugh echoed softly through the speakers. "Everything looks perfect. Nobody will question it. By the time she speaks in court, the judge will see an unstable mother, and then everything will be ours." The evidence was damning. Every word, every pause, every gleam of triumph captured on that old tablet exposed their conspiracy. I felt my knees go weak, but I held onto the podium. Zaraya's small hands trembled slightly, but her eyes never left the screen. She was showing the world the truth, our truth. The courtroom erupted into whispers. T. Main's face drained of color. Valencia's poised expression faltered, replaced by panic. I could see the fear in their eyes, the realization that they had been caught, exposed, and there was no way to escape the consequences. The judge leaned forward, her gaze sharp and unwavering. "Is this evidence authentic?" she asked, voice firm. "Yes, Your Honor," I said, my voice steadier now. "It's my daughter's tablet. She recorded it herself. We did not alter or manipulate anything. This is exactly what happened." The judge's eyes softened slightly as she looked at Zaraya, who nodded bravely. "7 years old," the judge muttered under her breath. "Quite remarkable." T. Main stood abruptly, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. "Your Honor, this is fabricated," he stammered, his face red with anger and fear. "Fabricated." The judge replied, raising an eyebrow. The voices, the statements, the context, they match the evidence we already had. You and Dr. Valencia have committed fraud and perjury. Do you have any further denial? Valencia faltered, her lips quivering. We didn't. Enough, the judge interrupted sharply. I have heard enough. I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. The tension that had bound me so tightly for weeks, months even, started to ease. My daughter had done it. She had given me back what they had tried to steal: my dignity, my life, and our future. The judge's voice filled the room, steady and resolute. T-Main, Dr. Valencia, your actions constitute clear fraud, conspiracy, and manipulation. This court finds the divorce suit filed against Nala to be without merit. Custody of Zaraya shall remain with her mother, Nala, with full authority over her care and finances. Furthermore, law enforcement is hereby instructed to take immediate action against you for your fraudulent and illegal activities. I could feel my knees trembling as relief washed over me. Zaraya looked up at me with wide eyes, a small, triumphant smile spreading across her face. "Mommy," she whispered, "we did it." "Yes, baby," I replied, hugging her tightly. "We did it together." The drive home felt surreal. The city passed by in a blur, but the weight of freedom, justice, and relief pressed down gently on my chest. At home, I sat Zaraya on the couch and hugged her close. "I don't know how to thank you," I said softly, tears spilling freely. "You were brave, stronger than anyone I know." She shrugged, smiling shyly. "I just wanted to help you. You're my mommy. You deserve better." I kissed her forehead and whispered, "We both do, baby. We both do." The following weeks were filled with legal cleanup, recovering stolen assets, and reorganizing our lives. Every step was guided by caution and determination. T-Main and Valencia were arrested as ordered, facing serious charges. I took steps to ensure Zaraya's school, home, and life remained stable. We moved into a new apartment, one filled with sunlight, warmth, and laughter. Even the smallest things, a cup of cocoa in the morning, bedtime stories, Zaraya drawing pictures on the fridge, felt precious, grounding us in a sense of safety and normalcy that had been stolen for far too long. Looking back, I realized that the bravest act of all had come from a 7-year-old child. My daughter had reminded me that courage isn't always loud. It doesn't always come from adults or from the people society expects to take the lead. Sometimes it comes in small, quiet moments, fueled by love and loyalty. I had feared the courtroom, feared losing everything, feared being humiliated. But Zaraya showed me that even in the darkest moments, hope exists, justice exists, and love, unwavering, selfless, and steadfast, can overcome even the cruelest deceit. As we unpacked our belongings in the new apartment, Zaraya placed her tablet carefully on the shelf. "I'm done with this one," she said softly. I smiled. "Yes, baby. You've done enough, more than enough." And for the first time in months, maybe even years, I felt the heavy burden of fear and anxiety lift. We had survived. We had won. But more importantly, we had grown together, resilient and unbroken. The days after the courtroom drama passed quietly, almost peacefully. The rush of adrenaline and fear that had dominated our lives for months slowly ebbed away, leaving space for calm, reflection, and gratitude. Zaraya and I settled into our new apartment, a place filled with sunlight that streamed through wide windows and highlighted the little moments of comfort we had long been denied. I watched her one morning as she sat at the small kitchen table, coloring carefully in her notebook, her tongue peeking out in concentration. I realized then that life didn't have to be about constant vigilance or fear. We had survived the storm, and now we had the quiet, steady rhythm of ordinary days to rebuild our hearts. Justice had come, not in a loud, vengeful way, but quietly, firmly, and with precision. T-Main and Valencia faced the consequences of their actions. I had custody of Zaraya, control over our finances, and most importantly, the knowledge that truth had triumphed over deception. Yet, even with victory, I remained humble, aware of how close we had come to losing everything. The real triumph, I realized, was not in winning the case. It was in holding on to our dignity, composure, and love for one another throughout the ordeal. Zaraya's bravery had reminded me that courage comes in many forms, and sometimes the smallest hands can make the biggest difference. That experience left a lasting imprint on my heart. I learned lessons I had never expected. Trust your instincts. Even when the world questions you, your inner voice often knows the truth. I had doubted myself repeatedly, but Zaraya's perspective, sharp and observant, reminded me to listen to my instincts and intuition. Courage doesn't always roar. True bravery can be quiet, hidden in small acts of love and protection. Zaraya, with her tablet and her small, determined voice, became our family's hero. Love is stronger than deceit. No amount of manipulation or lies could sever the bond between a mother and her child. Our connection carried us through fear, uncertainty, and betrayal. Justice may take patience. The courtroom victory was a moment, but it was the steady, careful steps leading up to it that mattered most, documenting evidence, staying calm under pressure, and believing in truth. I spent the first evening in our new apartment simply sitting with Zaraya on the couch. She rested her head against my shoulder, tired but smiling. I hugged her tightly and whispered, "We made it, baby. We made it through." She looked up at me with those wide, knowing eyes and said, "Mommy, I knew we could." And she was right. We had survived not because we fought alone, but because we faced our challenges together. Her innocence, bravery, and loyalty had been the force that guided us through the darkest days. Sometimes life tests us in ways that feel unbearable. It pushes us to the edge of fear, doubt, and heartbreak. But even then, hope can be found in unexpected places. Sometimes it comes from a child's courage, sometimes from quiet determination, and sometimes from the steadfast belief that truth, love, and integrity will ultimately prevail. As I tuck Zaraya into bed each night, I feel a calm satisfaction that I had never known before. We are safe. We are free. And our hearts, though scarred by betrayal, are stronger than ever. The moral of our story is simple yet profound. In the face of deception and hardship, remain calm, trust the truth, and cherish the ones who stand bravely beside you. Courage comes in many forms, and love is the strongest form of all. Life does not always give us control over what happens, but it does allow us to choose how we respond. I chose dignity. I chose patience. I chose love. And that choice, paired with Zaraya's bravery, changed our lives forever. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe for more calm, emotional storytelling. Have you ever faced a moment where courage came from the most unexpected place?